This is Bucket Talk, a weekly podcast for people who work in the trades and construction that aren't just trying to survive, but have the ambition and desire to thrive. The opportunity in the trades and construction is absolutely ridiculous right now. So if you're hungry, it's time to eat. We discuss what it takes to rise from the bottom to the top with people who are well on their way and roll up their sleeves every single day.
All right. Today we're here with Iron Mike, a.k.a. Big Dad. Mike, I'm fucking pumped to have you on. Welcome.
I'm excited to be here, brother. Seriously.
Hell yeah. So, truck driver by trade, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Honestly, want to get a little bit of your background, how you got to driving truck, a little bit of your upbringing. I mean, as far as and as in-depth as you want to go, this kind of meat and potatoes of the podcast. And really want to hear how you got your start.
I started off, man, my grandfather, my grandfather owned a construction company. So I was born right into the construction industry. My dad was a truck driver. Yeah, everybody in the family worked for the old man. So, when we were kids growing up, everybody, what kid wouldn't love heavy equipment? So
Right.
It's all, I was automatically attached to that. So, growing up, in school during the summers, he would give us a job in the summer, go down the pit. We had a 50-acre recycling pit as well as the utility side, and he would have us down there. We would recycle, and so we would have all the leaves from all the local municipalities. So
Yeah.
they were all in trash bags.
I always wondered where they went.
He would pay us $2 an hour to rip the fucking bags open. Oh my God, it sucked. It was horrible, but so I'm telling you, I've done it all, man. I went from a laborer, then we got to play with the equipment, and it just kept on snowballing,
Awesome. So you're on the East Coast, mid coast, East Coast. So you get a little bit of cold, a little bit of warm.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's good shit. So how'd you get into like trailer and big equipment around? I mean, obviously, your dad had the recycling business, obviously had no idea.
Yeah.
I actually had no idea where leaves went to die.
Right. Yeah. Just compost. Yep. It goes right back into your yard.
Oh, nice. So would they just flip it over with loaders and shit? Or?
Yep. Flip it over for about 6 months until it gets nice and dirty, and then people come back and buy it, and the landscapers put it in their gardens. So
nice. So you're just there to flip it and house it.
That's it. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So how'd you get into the big truck industry?
Well, my grandfather sold out he died and my parents sold out.
Yeah.
So we moved on, and I went right into the union. So I went from operating equipment. I got my CDL. So I was operating for about 6 years. And I loved operating, but I had an opportunity to get union with the CDL. So I took that and I went there. And I was driving dump truck for about 2 years, man. And I really, honestly, every morning when I woke up, I wanted to blow my fucking brains out because I hated doing it. I hated dump truck. I mean, it's a brainless fucking job. I hate to say it for any dump truck drivers that are listening, but I'm telling you, man. So I was with the union, and I was with a paving company, and they had 50 dump trucks and 3 load beds. Well, one of the load beds became available. So the number one guy was like, man, he's like, get this fucking kid in here, man. Get him in. He goes, I love this guy. He wants to work. And that's the whole thing of the whole deal, man. I didn't know shit about like moving the equipment, but I was the first one there and the last one to leave every fucking day. And that's what they wanted to see,
There's something to be
So
said about
they
that.
gave me the opportunity and just showed me and just kept on showing me,
I had a conversation with an up and coming trucking outfit, 10-wheelers and little dump trucks and what have you. And I said, why don't you guys get a low bed? And they're like, whew. They go, not up in the Northeast like that. That's like getting into some territory. Essentially, other companies would be like, no, that's my gig. That's my gig. And
Right.
It's really hard to break into it. So I didn't realize it was so tight of a circle and really competitive.
It's like that. It's like that everywhere I've been. You know, I lived in Jersey for 40 years, and then I moved to North Carolina, and you know, it's pretty much the same here. You know, you had, and I've been here for 7 years, and I learned the people here, and it's the same deal. You know, what I mean, they have their little niche of people, and
Yeah.
they don't want outsiders coming in. They don't want the prices getting fucked up. They don't want, you know, it's like a little mafia deal. You know.
That's exactly what they said. I was like, it's kind of crazy. So you guys kind of control the market, which is interesting. It's kind of hard to get into it, right? Almost need to either be born into it or find
Yeah,
a
I mean,
unique.
yeah, I feel like I was actually I feel like I was made to do what I do, man. You know what I mean? And I've never worked for a company like I worked for a cat rental for about 5 years in Jersey, but besides that, I've always worked for uh, one independent contractor. So I never had to go deal with other customers. I was always moving our equipment, you know,
Yeah.
like what you're saying with moving other people's shit. So I never had to deal with any of that. You know, I know that gets to be real messy.
So what brought you from Jersey down to North Carolina?
I got no. Listen, man. I'm a troll. I don't know. I mean, I'm a hardcore troll, right? So I trolled the fuck, and I ended up losing my job with Caterpillar because
Yeah.
of the troll deal, right?
Yeah.
So that's a fucking long story, but
I got time.
all right, I'll tell you why. All right, I worked for the asphalt company for 9 years, right?
Yeah.
So I quit there and I went to Caterpillar, or you know, the cat it was called Giles and Ransom. They're not even in business anymore. That was a local cat dealership. So the company loved me so much that they hated that I left. Like they wouldn't even do business. Like seriously, it was about 5 miles down the road, and they would go from fucking South Jersey to North Jersey to buy parts because they didn't want to deal with it. Like
Right.
that's how mad they were.
Yeah.
But I hated them, and everybody in fucking South Jersey hated this fucking company. If anybody's listening from South Jersey, it's the red trucks. So
I did
listen,
I did a little time in South Jersey. That's why.
Oh yeah. So I was sitting there one day, and I was done early. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I go walking into the truck shop, and the truck foreman says to me, he's like, yeah, Big Dad. He goes, I got a truck here. I ain't got nobody with a CDL. Would you mind taking it for a test drive? I want to make sure everything's right with it. So I was like, yeah, I don't care. I said, give me the keys. So give me the keys. And I walk outside, and it's one of their trucks. So I'm like, man, I can't drive that truck. I said, it's going to lead to no good. And he's like, nah, I got your back, man. You go ahead, you take it for a ride, and you let me know what's going on. So what do? I get in the truck, and I go right by their fucking shop, about 70 mile an hour, right? And they're all standing outside there, right? And then when I got back, I took a selfie of me hanging out the window with my middle finger up, and I wrote, drive it like you stole it, and posted it with their name on it on Facebook. Well, somebody sent the post to them. They ended up fucking losing their shit over it. They raised so much hell with Caterpillar and the union I was with, 542 operators, that Caterpillar fired me, and 542 would not even help me do nothing.
No way.
It was all bullshit. I mean, honestly, cause in the 5 years I was with Cat, I was number one on their 5 fucking branches of people. I mean, seriously. I mean, they loved me until I did that one fuck up.
Usually they furlough you for a little bit, bring you back after 3 or 4 days, and
yeah, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, I can understand if it was a week suspension, but Jesus Christ, you're gonna fire me and fucking blackball me from the fucking union for this?
So you left Jersey altogether because of it?
Well, I stayed in Jersey for about 6 months, and my cousin was running a construction company down here, and they just bought that fucking truck that I have now, the Peterbilt glider with the cat engine in it.
Yeah.
And you know, this is going back 7 years ago. The wages here have dramatically went up, but back then, the owner of the company called me up. He goes, "What would it take?" He goes, "I heard you're a good lowboy guy. What would it take for you to come here?" So I was like, "I got to get back to you." I talked to my wife. So we highballed him. I was like, "Listen, cuz I just gave him like a stupid number."
The fuck you number?
This was on a Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. I called him. I gave him the number. And not even an hour later, my cousin called me back. I thought he was going to say, the guy said, go fuck yourself. But he's like, Ryan wants to know when you can be here. I said, really? He goes, yeah. I said, I'll be there fucking Tuesday, right after Memorial Day. I was fucking packed up, left that. I was gone.
on your way down, you were probably like, I should have added another zero.
Yeah, it was too fast. You know what I mean?
They didn't
either
even come.
he didn't, yeah, either he didn't want to think about it or it was too low. I'm not sure.
Shit. So, so now you're down there. Now you're driving the truck, a Peterbilt, obviously a very good machine, cat engine, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the day like for you? I mean, I see you on TikToks, Instagram, onloading, offloading equipment, but
Yeah.
is there a regimen, or do you do some cool stuff? Like, take me into a little bit of that.
Yeah, every day's different. Seriously, every single day is different. Sometimes I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, heading out the door by 3. Sometimes like tomorrow morning, I don't have to be in those 7. I
Mm-hmm.
could have 5 moves. I could have fucking 1 move. I could have 30. My day. There's never ever. That's why I love what I do as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I never know what the fuck is going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And moving from Jersey, so I've seen the guys up in Boston, I've seen the guys in New York that I mean, they're good at moving equipment, let me tell you. I mean, rubbing light poles and moving cars and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I used to deliver in New York City. It's
so
a shit show.
so I had a buddy that drove a box truck up here, and same deal. Like, you go out to the Midwest and they're like, guys can't even back up straight. Do you see a difference between the guys down in North Carolina that you are you like the cream of the crop in North Carolina because you had that experience?
I'm not bragging, man, but I mean, seriously, I'm not.
Lay it on us.
It's like sometimes I can see people watching me on the job. They're like, "What the fuck?" Like, they think, first of all, they think I'm mad because when I jump out of the truck, I'm right there. I'm fucking throwing binders, throwing chains.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck's his problem?" I'm like, "Cuz I'm just trying to get this done, man. Let's go." But it has changed. There is a lot more hustle now. But back then, when I first got here, they don't, because up north it's all cutthroat, right? If you're not fucking producing, you're out. And people always talk shit about union people being lazy. Cause I never worked so fucking hard in my life as when I worked for that fucking union. And that's
Interesting.
That's the truth. Yeah.
No, I mean, because I actually come from a non-union background, so it is interesting to hear. I've heard all of it. Union protects you. Lazy,
shit.
all that stuff. And yeah. I assume it all depends on the union you're in, the leadership
and how much
you have.
You kiss. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
And same in the non-union world. I mean, it's comparing apples to oranges, to be honest with you. But no, that's cool. And so, what's one of the biggest moves or one of the craziest incidents you got into?
Oh man, I've been in some stupid ones. We were out on the New Jersey on 295 in Jersey, and it wasn't even me; it was the other guy. So we were moving a shuttle bus.
It's always the other guy.
Yeah, me and him were the ones. We used to set the jobs up every night. So if we're working on 295, right?
Yeah.
They set the cones out. We bring the equipment out, and then we got to sit there all fucking night and take the equipment off the road. So we were sitting at our staging area, and he had to switch trailers. Now he had the big heavy haul trailer, and they got 2 kingpins on them, or not kingpin, but they have 2 locks for the kingpin. He locked the one was locked. He had a shuttle buggy loaded, and he didn't look at the second one. So we got out to the fucking job site, and when he dropped the trailer to unload it, the whole deal came disconnected, and the fucking neck of the trailer dropped right there on fucking 295. Yeah, so we're out there now. Oh my god, cuz we had to use the fucking the hopper for the shuttle buggy to lift the neck back up. And we're trying to do this before the fucking boss catches us, you know what I mean?
Always.
Traffic was it was bad, man. It was we got it.
And in North Carolina, you guys, so the guys up north usually operate at night. Like, that's prime time. Is same for you, or you guys operate during the day?
Yeah, I'm mostly day. I don't do paving anymore. I do all mass grading and underground utilities.
Nice.
So I mean, we have some light work jobs, but the 95% of it is all day work.
Nice. So the company you work at, do you guys have like labor issues, or you guys have a revolving door of people?
No, we don't have. Well, we did before, but we didn't. Now we don't. Now it's a shortage of people. The people don't want to work, and our company, the company I work for. I mean, I wish I could say it, but I can't. But
Why not?
I mean, because they would prefer me not to. So
I agree.
So I mean, for obvious reasons with some of the shit I pull, but but I mean, because we are the fucking highest paying company in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're the
Like,
highest. There's nobody.
yeah.
There's better companies. There's bigger companies. There's not higher paying. You know. So that's what they're trying to do. They're like, we're opening the door for top pay. We want top fucking people here, and it's just like it's hard to get decent people, just like people to show up every fucking day.
Yeah, do you guys look at pulling young people in and growing them, or are you guys looking for that,
No,
a driver?
no. I mean, we will train. We will train, but there's only two drivers. I mean, I work for a company. We have 300 pieces of equipment. I'm the only low bed, and we have one landall. So everything else is all labor, operators, and foremans, and it's a pretty good. It's a pretty good deal for me, anyway. I mean, I'm the only one that moves the fucking.
So what do you think about all the regulations nowadays with the CDL? I mean, back in the day, it was if you knew the statey, you could get a CDL, and now it's if you drive a stick versus an automatic, you got to get your med card, you got to get your physical, drug test, all that stuff. What's your opinion on all that?
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, like some of the non CDL drivers that drive company trucks for our company have to get the medical cards now. You know,
Yeah, anything over what 10,001?
I believe that's what it's something
Yeah,
stupid. Yeah, and
10,001 on commercial plates. I believe that's what the.
yeah, I don't. As far as the drug testing goes, I don't care. I mean, I say drug test the fucking driver first thing in the morning, noon, and at night. Fuck it, who cares? They shouldn't be doing drugs, right?
I agree with you on that.
I mean, I don't have no sympathy at all for that, and it's the stick. I mean, now I hear you gotta have a certain amount of hours into a school before you can even take your fucking test. It's like,
Yeah, well, a kid I knew just went and he got his A, and I think it was at least 3 weeks worth of classroom time before, and it was full time classroom time
yeah, and
before
paying
he
right, and
could,
he's paying for it.
and he's paying for it. Luckily, his company, um, they're hurting for A drivers, so they're like, I'll pay you. So they paid his school,
That's cool.
and that's another thing for a lot of the guys out there. Like if you're paying for your CDL, you're at the wrong company because there's a lot of people out there
Yeah.
that are looking to pay for you to go to drive truck.
Well, like you said, people want to groom. They would, everywhere I've been, they'd rather get somebody that don't know shit and teach them the way of their company, so that way there you're not trying to break somebody of bad habits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how many bad habits they have to break from us, right? It ain't good. But awesome. So what is one of the biggest challenges you face daily? Is it DOT? Is it loads? Is it just, being at top pay and trying to grab more? Like what's going on with you?
I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a problem with anything really. A DOT don't fuck with me at all because even if they do get me, I'm always 100% legal.
There you go.
So I mean, and I drive a fucking beautiful truck. So when you have newer, good-looking equipment, typically they ain't gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I get plenty of hours. I get more hours. I get the max hours that they want every week. They only want us working 60 hours a week. That's all they'll allow us. I mean, I'm willing to work whatever, but that's what they want us to do. They don't want us to do over 60, so they don't have to. If they get audited, you know what I mean. Now,
Yep.
if I bank some hours, that.
Yeah, we'll talk. We won't talk about it.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you. Our biggest problem is communication. Everybody's got the fucking $1,200 phone, but nobody knows how to use it, right?
Yep.
So I mean, there's so much shit gets fucked up because of non-communication. It's like in a communication fucking day and age, it's ridiculous. That's what drives me crazy.
That actually brings up the point of the you use a lot of call signs and stuff of the past, like Smokey and the Bandit, and for people that have kind of gotten like a brief glimpse into the trucking world. But I mean, the CB has become a thing of the past. Do people not use it anymore? was that a good tool for everybody to use that's now bullshit because of the cell phone?
I'll tell you right now, when I worked for the asphalt company, because we had 50 some trucks, and we were always on the same job sites. We wouldn't run on the highway. Highway channel's 19. We used to always run on channel 40, and we kept our own little group. We were all kept in communication that way. That was great.
Yep.
That was great until one night I was going down the turnpike, and I had it on channel 19, and a fucking guy with a Louisiana accent and a guy with a fucking Boston accent were arguing and fussing for over a half hour, and neither one of them will pull over to fight, right? So I'm like, dude, pull this. I'm like, pull the fucking. I was so mad. I pulled the fucking radio off the fucking out of the fucking thing and threw it out the passenger side window. And I have not had a fucking CB radio. So I swear to God, I won't have one in my truck.
Why not? I mean, it's like entertainment for the night.
It is, but I mean, after you hear it, I mean, it's oh God. And then I ain't got no panties on. Come on, guys. You know what I mean?
Well, I spent some time in the military, and I was on the ocean. The same deal. It was, we had the radio, and we monitored 16, and that was the life-saving channel. And we used to get fishermen on there drunk and just like, you're like, go get off the channel. This is for people that are dying. But yeah, no, it was the same deal. You get fishermen on other. We used to scan channels, and it'd be hilarious. Two guys just yelling at each other for fishing each other's areas and what have you.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure you heard a lot of bullshit on them fucking rigs.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like I remember growing up as a kid, we used to fuck around with a CB in the car, and I mean, I think that's where I heard my first swear words and what have you, and I don't know. It's kind of a thing that I hate to see go by the wayside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it is a good tool, but like I said, not only that one particular incident, but there was so much misinformation on there. People just telling you bullshit. You got a closure up there. Get off, take a detour now while you got a chance. And there ain't, that's back before fucking cell phones, and you had Google, and you could see there was no, red line.
Yeah. Now, are you in a day and age now where you guys are getting tracked by speed, by GPS coordinates, all that stuff? Is it just becoming a nightmare?
No, it's not a nightmare. I mean, the truck that I have had, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called some kind of cat access. So the engine itself has all that shit on it. So
Yeah.
our company gets it, Caterpillar gets it, so that way there's ever a problem with the engine. I've been driving truck for over 25 years, and I've never filled out a logbook. I don't even have the clue on. I wouldn't even know how to start doing it.
There you go.
And I've never been, and I drive an ungoverned truck. It's a triple digit truck. Whenever I drive, I've never heard any, nobody ever says anything about, why would you doing this?
No, that's good. I mean, it's interesting because like some of these long haul truckers and everything, they're just like pulling their head out or pulling their hair out because it's just like how the fuck do I make a living? You know what I mean? I'm just over regulated.
Yeah, and they're talking about putting a nationwide fucking speed limit, like 55 or 60 mile an hour for every. It's like we're going backwards now with that shit. That's what it used to be. It used to be 45 mile an hour back when my dad was driving.
Really? I never even heard of that. No shit, huh?
Yeah.
When was that?
Shit, that's 30, 40 years ago.
No shit.
That was in Jersey. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was nationwide, but I know it was in Jersey. I'm pretty sure it was everywhere, though. It was 45 or 50 mile an hour. That was all they can go. Well, that's all they're supposed to go.
I don't keep it under 80. I'll tell you that. Like when I'm on the highway, we're just
not on
cruising
purpose,
80. Yeah. No shit. All right. So maybe you can answer this. Maybe I have to get another truck driver on, but I feel like I will have the answer. What the fuck is up with the Swift joke? You got to tell me about some Swift.
They're just, listen, man. We have a gas station right here, right behind where I live.
Yep.
And fucking Swift pulls in, and they back up, and they smash 4 fucking pumps. Right? There's fuel everywhere. They even hit the tank because they have an above ground tank. They hit the fucking tank. They go inside the store, get a cup of coffee, talk to the owner of the store, go back out, leave, and 2 days later, the guy had finally found it on his tape who the fuck did it. Like they hired the bottom of the barrel people, and they're self insured, right? So
That's crazy.
But they're making money.
It was.
I mean, they gotta be making money, right?
They have to. I saw that TikTok video of the that trailer that got hung up on that yellow concrete post. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ripped the whole back axle off and still kept going.
Yeah.
Both rear axles off the trailer and gone.
Dragging the trailer. Like, yeah, I seen that. They don't care because they're like they're the horse with the blinders on. That's all they see is forward.
And so, I mean, is that, in all seriousness, is that bringing y'all down? Is that something that, like, you're mad at dispatchers, you're mad at companies for not having the training, not having, like, I mean, because ultimately, like, when people start seeing that, right, they're on TikTok, being from the trades, it's funny, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, like, people are like, truck drivers are no good, bottom of the barrel people, and now you're lumped into it. Now, as a mechanic, I'm lumped into it. I'm like, fuck, those guys are just morons.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on that? And
I mean, you're gonna have every trade, every industry has got asshole people like that, right?
Yeah.
So, but 90% of the people are sitting in an office like this. So when they fuck up majorly, nobody can see it but maybe 3 or 4 people. Now, when you're driving around with a 53 foot fucking billboard, you know what I mean? And you got 9 million fucking people with phones, it's 10 times worse because, every people can't wait to see a fucking accident, man. They can't wait. And so everybody wants to get that viral video. So naturally, when you're on the road, you're gonna what are you gonna take a video of? 2 cars that smashed together, or a tractor trailer and a fucking rail fucking 2 cars? You know what I mean?
Be honest with you, I got the old lady driving and I'm sleeping.
I'm usually I'm usually with these.
that's what's up. No, so that I mean, it's just funny because I always ask, a lot of times, what brings down the trade and what, as you go into, the rest stop or
It's lazy
just a
people.
bar.
It's lazy people mostly. You know what I mean? They're lazy.
Yeah.
They can't get off the fuel island. They can't open their door and put it in the can trash. I mean, listen, I do a lot of joke videos and shit. And I know I piss a lot of people off, but I'm not really throwing shit out the fucker. You know what I mean? I just did a video on Facebook and broke so many people's heart that I threw a bag of trash out the fucking window.
And you went back and picked it up.
It was on our property, yeah. Of course I did.
You ain't that dumb.
Yeah.
Shit. No, I mean, and that's what's crazy is obviously one of the goals for this podcast is to bring light to the trades and how we could raise it up, and we're still some tough badass people out there, but at the end of the day we actually care about what we do.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of jokers out there that I could see go, see you later.
Well, see, listen, Jimmy, that's why I run my page the way I do, right? Because you have so many fucking talking heads out there that want to give you Google answers and they want to give you bullshit fucking that the kids want to hear, right? I don't want that shit. I want people to see my page, and I want them to fucking see that you can do this shit. You can be safe and you can have fun. You can fucking live. If I didn't have fun like I do every fucking day, I probably still wouldn't be doing this shit,
Yeah.
I have fun every fucking day, and that's honest.
Well, so since you have fun every day, outside of what you do, what is one of the things that Mike unwinds on? Like, you go fishing, you go shooting, you sit in a hammock, I don't know, run around the yard naked. What do you do?
Well, I do. I used to do a lot of shooting, not as much anymore, but that's my problem. Yeah, that's my fault. Just because I don't go out as much. But I got a fishing hole right across from here. They're my two big things. My kid with college and shit, so I try to spend whatever time with him. Mama, she's stuck here because I'm out fucking whenever I have a chance. We're always going out to dinner, fucking, doing lunch or something like that. You know,
That's nice.
Yeah, and then a lot of drinking.
Cheers, brother. All right. So, end of the podcast. I have one question, and then I want you to plug whatever Iron Mike you want to. But I need to ask, go fuck your mom. Where did that come from?
Being honest with you, cuz the first time I heard it was Joe Pesci in Goodfellas in 1991, and I think I was like, this is the God's honest truth. I was home from school suspended because of fighting. And that movie came on, and I fucking was glued to it. And I'm sitting there watching it, and that whole scene. I don't know if you remember it or not. You familiar with what he told?
I was at 91. I was 6 years old.
Okay,
so.
All right. Well, Joe Pesci's telling the story. He's with his buddies all at the bar, and he's telling the story. And he said how the cop came up to him, and the cop fucked him up. The cop went pow, pang, boom, and he said he woke up. And he said he looked at him and he saw this big prick in front of him. He said, "What are you doing here? Bing, what are you doing here? I thought I'd tell you to go fuck your mother." And I was like, damn, dude. So right there on the spot, I started. And up in the Northeast back then, everybody said it, you know?
Oh,
So,
yeah, the Northeast ain't nice.
And like I say, man, when I first started TikTok, I never wanted any kind of fanfare. I wanted to be the fucking asshole motherfucker. So that was my tagline. Every time I would end a video, I'd say, "Go fuck your mom." And who the fuck would think that anybody would ever get on board with something like that, right?
Now you got a whole clothing line.
Yeah. So it went out of control. Way. I mean, I never expected to be especially talking to anybody, especially BRUNT. You know what I mean? Talking to real people and shit. It's like the outreach that I've gotten from this shit it's unbelievable.
Hey, we're a family. I mean, when it comes to trades, I come from the trades. We're different trades, but the more people I meet, the more people I do a podcast with. Same with you. The more people you empower or hell, fucking argue with. I mean, because at the end of the day, we're not all gonna agree on everything.
Right.
It'll bring us all up, and like I said, we got a labor shortage. And it's hard finding those guys and girls that want to wake up every morning and fucking, be early, stay late. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be knowledgeable. You just got to want to work.
Put that effort in.
Exactly. That's it. Effort. So, that's what this is all about. I mean, from the TikTok pages to Instagram to, talks in classrooms to podcasts, it don't fucking matter. We're all on the same team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%, man. And my brother, I do what I do. My brother's a fucking union carpenter. My other brother's a forklift deal. My other brother's in prison.
Oh man, he's in the big money. He's a forklift operator, right?
Certified.
Certified. Big swinging dick over there. Shit.
God, damn.
But anyway, no, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, exactly. Blue collar runs deep. It does. So, awesome to hear your story. But if anybody truly genuinely wants to get into the field, wants to know more about Mike, where can they hit you up?
Listen, I'm on every social media app. If you want to talk to me about something, and it's not, something, as long as it ain't stupid, just fucking bullshit. If you got something that you want to ask me, or if I can help you out in some way, I try to answer every message. Like I say, man, I ain't nobody. I'm a fucking worker to hit it off a little bit. But if I can share a little bit of knowledge, I try to share my knowledge through the videos. I know I do a lot of stupid shit, but I think people are smart enough to know that there's no magnets on the fucking trailer, right?
I don't know, man.
But I mean, they hit me up anywhere, cause I'm Facebook, TikTok. If you send me a message 8 times out of 10, I'm gonna get to it and I'm gonna answer it. I ain't got
8 times out of 10. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the podcast, and it's been a pleasure.
Shout out to Rock Forum, that's my sponsor, and BRUNT Boot. I appreciate you guys, seriously. And
Oh yeah, brother.
And as a special thanks to our loyal listeners, we're giving $10 off your next purchase of $60 or more at bruntworkwear.com. Use discount code BucketTalk10. That's BucketTalk10.